What's up, everyone? So this is a tutorial on a input for my item storage system, and what it does is it handles shulker boxes and regular items, and then sends it into my storage system so that I don't have to unload my shulker boxes if I have some on me that are full of junk. So, like if I go on a mining session or something. Anyways, and then it breaks the shulker and sends it into the storage system. So it handles both, which is my goal, and this is my survival world. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. At the very bottom here, we're starting with repeaters, and then observers watching those, and then two observers facing outwards, and then two facing back in. So when this is pushed down by a sticky piston, it will create a clock. Alright, so let's get some sticky pistons. Face that down, break these, face that down. So when those push those down, it'll create a clock, and that's what's going to power my droppers, which are going to be right here. Let's do some blocks here. And then, not dispenser, we need droppers. And they have to be droppers because if you have, say, something that can be dispensed, you can't, it'll just dispense it right into a wall or whatever's on the opposite side of this, which is going to be water, a water stream that leads up into a water elevator. So we go there, and then now I'm going to be reading off of an image that I took. So if I pause, don't worry. So we need comparators coming out of this into blocks, blocks on top of that, another set of comparators. So that's going to detect when there's items in there, and it's going to activate the clock. So that's that part. Now this part, these comparators are going to be attached to some hoppers like so. They need to be facing into these, and then a block here, and then these go into blocks as well, block, and then we need comparators facing back in, and then here we need block, hopper, and break these, and then hoppers facing back in. And I'll show you what this is for in a second. We need to come back down here, get out some torches, and then a torch here, And what this is going to do is I'm going to put a single item in here. Doesn't matter what it is, just needs to be an item that can output a signal. So if you have extras of whatever, you can put in there. And basically what's going to happen is once the shulker is dispensed, it's going to be placed here. It's going to be dispensed here. We can do that by placing, I'll put my dispensers down, and basically the shulker is going to come through here and get dispensed here, and then this block feeds into a comparator which would detect it and output a signal to this block. And since it's already locked in, it won't do anything. But once that shulker box is empty, the signal will disappear from here and create a sort of pulse. And create a sort of pulse so that, I think I put those torches in the wrong spot. I did. Oops. Hold on a second. So we come here, and they need to be here, and we need blocks here and here. Sorry, put those torches in the wrong spot. but it'll create sort of a pulse only on once the shulker is empty, which will break the shulker and send it down to the droppers, which will send it up into the storage system and go into my overflow chest. So, and then here next to these we need some regular pistons because they don't need to be sticky. One there, and then and one. Nope. I grabbed my sticky pistons, didn't I? So you need a piston there, and you'll need a piston there. All right. Now, so to create a pulse on the fallen, once the shulker is empty, which will let these pop forward, which will trigger these and break the shulker and send it back in. All right. So now we need to add the part of the system that takes care of that inputs items into the dispenser. Now to do that, we need a block coming out of the back of the dispenser. Ugh. No. Like that. And then let's go back down here for a second. Block here and block here. And then I need some I don't want to build it up. I want to build it out, game. I want to build it out. Just let me build it where I want it. Alright. So break that block. And out of this, we need a comparator feeding into this. And oops, nope, did that wrong. And then we need a block here, feeding into a repeater, which will go into a block. And then on top of these, we will have pistons sitting. And these need to be sticky pistons. And these are going to be attached to some observers, which I'll fix that in a second. Actually, I'm going to do that now so I can just have it done. So the stick pistons, and then let's create a temporary block here. To an observer. Oh gosh, dang it. To an observer. And then here we need here and here, not facing down. Going back into a hopper. Facing down. Bam, into a hopper. And then I'll need 2 more hoppers, which I don't have enough on me. One here. And then I need some chests. Chest here, chest here. We'll need a chest there. All right. And that should be... That should be basically it, except for this part over here. Now what this is going to be, we need to break this. We need to change this. So let's do this. And then come up here. And then we need a hopper line going directly into here. So if we go, let's see, come on, let me, there, done, problem solved. All right, then that hopper line I'm going to link up to this chest up here in a second. I'll have to make more hoppers. I don't know how many do I need? I should probably check that, huh? So I need 1, 2, 3 possibly. Have enough iron? No. All right. Now let's just break this real quick. Fall down. And then put a hopper there. And then I probably need one more hopper, dang it. Dang it. One more hopper, one more hopper, one more hopper. And then one more chest. Miscalculated. Alright, so this one was where you would place shulkers, anything that doesn't get dispensed directly. And this is where you would place anything that might get dispensed if you had extra items and not in shulkers. Or you could just place everything in shulkers and just feed them directly in, so you could have that many shulkers. And basically what's going to happen... Alright, so I'm here in my creative world. This is where I originally designed it. And it's designed for shulkers. Let me get up here. Clear my inventory. And then we'll get some shulkers. We'll get 4 different shulkers. And then go here. And we'll get some items. Then we'll place these down, these down, these down, these down. And then items here, items here, items here, and items here. And we'll clear our inventory one more time. Break these. Place all these. And then since there's 2 hoppers, this will also alternate, so it'll put items into, it'll alternate the shulkers so that they're both, there's 2 of them there. So shoot them out. Great. Interesting. But it should alternate based on the chests. For some reason that time it didn't, and decided to send them both into there. But oh well. See, immediately as soon as it was done, it broke and sent the next shulker through the system and shot the shulker back out. So if we go down here and pick up all of our stuff, there's the shulker shot out. And done. So this will all get sent to my sorting system via a water stream, since this is being built in the overworld. And every time it's done, it'll just shoot back out. Now the reason I put this line here is so that if I have items that can be dispensed that I want sent directly into my storage system. So like if I had empty shulkers or arrows or something that a dispenser would actually, shoot, and we don't want it to block up. And so one thing I do need to do on my other world, which I didn't do, is I need to take and add some buttons on this bottom side. And on this side, on one of the sides, we're going to have a entrance for a maintenance shaft. And what that will do is make it so that I can come down here, and if there's a shulker in the system, I can just hit this button and it will break it and send it through. And it'll be good. It'll just break it and send it on if I accidentally send it. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys can find some use for that. I don't know if anyone's ever built anything like that, but that's my design. And have a good one. Hope this helps.